Hi guys and welcome back to Hacksert. Today in this video we'll be discussing about Google's new encryption algorithm that is meant for low-end Android devices. Alright, its name is Adiantum and it has been recently introduced in the market, and we'll be taking a short look as to what it can do and what its main purpose is for. Storage encryption. Let's discuss or let's start from the basics. Now I'm assuming that you know what is encryption, decryption and all this stuff. If you don't know, then I have a dedicated video for these stuff like encryption, decryption and hashes. The link is in the description. You can go ahead and watch that video if you don't know what is encryption and all that stuff. So what is storage encryption? Storage encryption is a technique in which you basically encrypt all the data in your storage. Now, as you know, if you lock your phone with your password or with your fingerprint or any other thing, still it can be cracked. All right, it's not that any type of security cannot be bypassed. It can be bypassed. So storage encryption is a thing in which you basically encrypt all the files that are inside your phone. Let's say you have photos and all other stuff. If somebody breaks into your phone, somebody cracks the password, or somebody somehow cracks the fingerprint as well, then he or she will get access to your files. Or let's say if somebody gets to hack your phone, somebody somehow hacks your phone by any means, he or she will be able to access all the files that are there inside your phone. So in that case, in order to stay safe, storage encryption is the technique employed. All right, in this case you basically encrypt all the files so that somebody who somehow gets access to your phone does not understand what's there inside your phone. So it is primarily done to protect your data from going into the wrong hands. That's what I simply that's the simple way to explain. All right. So what is Adiantum? So this has been recently introduced by Google, and Adiantum is Google's new encryption algorithm, alright, designed for low-end Android devices. Now why such a thing? Now it is mainly made because modern day storage and encryption algorithms like AES, which is Advanced Encryption Standard, which Android mainly employs, takes up a lot of resources, alright. So basically what happens is that, let's say you want, if you go to your phone's settings, you will see an option named storage encryption over there. If you tap that thing, then it will encrypt storage encryption, or you may see the option named encrypt phone. All right, encrypt phone. This option will be present in your settings menu. So if you tap on that, it will basically encrypt all the data that's there in your phone, so that if it goes into the wrong hands, and even if that person gets access to your phone somehow or some way or the other, he or she won't be able to understand what the files are there in your computer, in your mobile phone. So AES is Advanced Encryption Standard, which is mainly used by Android to encrypt the storage. But what happens is that when you tap on that encrypt storage option, it will take up a lot of resources. It takes a lot of time. It consumes a lot of memory and processor resources as well. So what happens is that if you have a low-end Android device, like let's say that is 3 or 4 years old, probably has 1 GB of RAM or something, those devices, if it is using AES, which probably maybe it's using or may not be using as well, in that case what happens is that if you tap on that storage encryption option or encrypt storage option, it will consume a lot of resources and will almost make that Android device unusable. Somewhat like you can call it the device has got hanged or something similar to that nature. Now in order to avoid this, and in order for those devices to enjoy the encryption services, Google has introduced this Adiantum. Now if you keep yourself updated with the latest stuff, then you know that Google has introduced lighter version of all the major services or apps they have. Like you must have seen Maps Go, etc., that Go type of file, Gmail Go or Maps Go, etc., in low-end Android devices that have 1 GB RAM or something like that. So these services, actually these apps, basically the Go apps, these are basically the lighter version of the larger apps, and they consume a lot less resources compared to what the higher versions would. If you have an Android device that has probably 1 GB of RAM, or if you are using a very old Android phone that has around 500 MB of RAM, then you will probably see that if you run some modern day applications like the what should I say, the bigger maps app, or if you run the Facebook app, then you will see that it will hang, it will not work properly, it will it will crash, and similar things will always happen. So for to avoid these types of errors, and so that the company, so that clients can actually enjoy the services offered by these companies have decided to launch apps that are of smaller size, the lighter versions. That's why Google has introduced the lighter versions of their major apps. Facebook also has the Facebook Lite, then you see the Messenger Lite as well, and I think Instagram Lite is also present. If I don't remember, I haven't seen, but Twitter Lite is present, I have seen that. So why these companies introduce or have bought in the lighter versions? That's mainly because so that the low-end Android device users can also enjoy the services offered by these companies. So when they are offering apps, why not offer something that is to the core level? That's why Google has brought in this Adiantum feature, or the Adiantum encryption algorithm. Now I'll put a link in the description, which is the official blog post of Google. You can go ahead and read that. I'll also put the news article of this Adiantum encryption algorithm news article in the description, which is of hackster.com. You can go ahead and read that as well. I suggest you read the article that's there in the hackster.com website first, and then you go ahead and read what's there in Google's website. That will make it pretty easy for you to understand what's there. All right, so that's all about it for this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.